Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely afternoon. Welcome back to another live video stream, podcast, those things. Do give me a moment to make sure everything is going great on my end. Honestly, I'm using this. Hold on. All right. So every time I go live with this streaming platform, my videos are not the best, and my live get interrupted or scratchy. So I don't know if I need to upgrade to more broadband, but I doubt it's that. But anyway, let's give you the word for today. Heavenly Father, we give you the glory, the honor, and praise. We invite your holy presence. We ask that you open our hearts to hear what you have to say. Lead us in the right direction. Give us conviction. Give us new revelation. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, miracles, okay? Miracle. The thing is, you're hoping for it. You're hoping for a miracle. You shouldn't hope for a miracle. You're supposed to have the miracle, okay? Though this word is not for everybody, everyone can tap into the realm of miracles. However, if you do know the Bible and obedience and all these things, and you're a child of the Most High, then it does pertain to you. All right, you do know God rewards those who diligently seek Him and follow His command, and the ones that love Him. God will move faster on the behalf of Joseph and Mary regarding the miracle than just a regular man who doesn't hate sin and living in disobedience. So that's something you should know. Because I know sometimes people say, oh, I believe and God didn't do it for me. Also, the miracle can show up in ways that you're not expecting and you dismiss the miracle. All right. Then there's dimension. When God say it's done, it's done. The rest is not your business. All right. That's where everybody want to get to and higher, the fourth dimension. All right. Pack your bags because it's done. The miracle is done. You got the key. You have the money. You have everything. You don't need to listen to any negative report. All right. And use good judgment in what I'm saying. If God is telling you to move, it's now. What exactly are you waiting for? Faith requires some type of faith movement. Okay. I want to move, Lord. All right. So I'm going to fill out the application. I'm going to do my part. And I'm just going to trust God that whatever resource I need is here. So I'm packing and I'm ready and I'm moving. Do you understand me? It can be some financial increase. It can be something that you just need a miracle. You want to own the miracle and trust that God is the miracle. He's the miracle working God. It's nothing hard for him to do. He did it for Mary. He did it for Joseph. He did it for Elizabeth. He's done it for me many times. I don't know how many miracles God did for me, even for you, right? That is the word, okay? Even for the marriage, for that man that you think is impossible. Now, hear me out. Use good judgment in your situation regarding your kingdom spouse or your husband, your wife, whatever it is you desire. There's many different realms when it comes to this. However, it's to bring God glory and to follow and align in his will. Not because God said this person is your husband, it doesn't mean they have to surrender. And it doesn't mean they cannot be disobedient. It doesn't mean that God can tell you to keep your options open. All right. If you're idolizing a man or a woman that God tell you to let go of, you're the one keeping yourself in delay. There's so many other options. Okay. And for the people who's neglecting the dating website and being religious when it comes to meeting your spouse. Please do not analyze. What's the word, Lord? Analyze. Please do not idolize this whole kingdom marriage spouse person. If one person is not being mature, God can tell you that keep your option open. I'm sending another replacement. Again, I'm telling you that God should and can and done this many times with me, with other people. So don't let nobody on here tell you that this is God telling you this, that you cannot let go off of somebody, because of course they ain't God, right? Don't let nobody tell you that God cannot send you a divine replacement if God literally spoke such to you. Now, I'm not telling you to go let go off of nobody that God spoke to you and confirm and say to keep standing. Though you can keep standing and he can tell you that keep your option open. But if you're confident that God tell you that this man is your husband, trust me, daughter, don't let it go. You stand firm. You don't let no negative report get you off your post. Okay, this is for those people. And then there's some of you standing for this one man for 10 years. It's not that God can't do it. It's the disobedient on the other person end. And think about it. God loves you enough to tell you, daughter, there's another option. God loves you enough to tell you to walk away from something that's not good for you. Okay, prayer can fix things and prayer can change things, but there's some things you can't change about a man. Okay, only God can change his heart. God can work on somebody's heart. God can do so much miracle and they become this perfect person. However, there's nobody perfect. It's something you're willing to compromise and work with, right? However, it still doesn't mean the person is perfect. So marriage, relationship, I can tell you this, it's kind of tedious, especially when you have to fight for something and when you have a lot of options. So a lot of you on here think that God glue you to one man. And if you don't marry this man, you will. This is what I used to think in the beginning. Let me tell you what my mindset was. There's only one specific man that can be my kingdom husband. And that is just that person and I can't miss it. No, that's not true. God can send you many candidates. God can also move his children's hearts that he knows is his son. However, it doesn't mean it has to work out, okay? And this is why you can't blame God. God can tell you to stand in whatever. He's going to tell you at the end of the day, he's going to give you free will, but as a daddy, he's going to tell you if it's worth it and you should fight for it and you should not give up. When he tell you these things, he's going to give you strategy. When you pray, don't expect God to do things in one way, in one realm, okay? Use good judgment in what I'm saying. If you're in a committed relationship and you love this man, he's a very mature man. He's good for you and all of that, but obviously he's a human being and he fell off the wagon. And now there's some other woman entertaining your man. Now think about all the work you put in. The only reason some other lady wants your man is because he's a good man. He's definitely a husband. Obviously, his flesh is weak right now in this situation. What are you going to do as his wife or his woman or whatever? Is it something worth fighting for and you love the person? Then you go ahead and fight, okay? But you need to give yourself enough grace to be willing to let go if it's not worth the fight. If he's just being himself and he already made up his mind and he's sticking his ways, but do know that when they walk away and when you finally let go and start loving on yourself, working on yourself, God sending you new replacement, that's when they come to their senses. And sometimes the other person is more mature than you in some realm. Maybe there's something in your relationship that is lacking and God is trying to give you strategy and sign and all that, but you're probably kind of trying to be prideful, okay? So don't let go off of the person if God is telling you to stand and fight. When God says stand and fight, don't just pray without no action. Pray, and when God sends you strategy You move in silence and you execute what God tells you to do. It's the same with dating. Don't show up on a dating website unprepared. Listen, in one day, okay, I feel like God is just doing too much. I'm gonna show you something. I have over, if you don't know any dating site you should go on. Let me see if I could show my phone properly. Yeah. So this is called Hinge. As you see, there's over 80. This was just yesterday. Okay. So I'm not just showing you to be prideful to say, oh, there's 80 person who's matched with me in one day. I'm showing you because you need to have a strategy when you go on a dating website. When I say strategy, you need to present yourself as a wife. You don't just go on a dating website looking regular, okay? Now, you want to have a photo that looks very attractive, alluring. Your profile should be very mysterious. I don't even know. I'm going to show you. What's today? May 9. Here's my photo. Here's my first photo on my dating profile, right? And I had a different photo before. This was the first photo that I had on the dating website. And I do get over 100 of hits often, okay? And sometimes when I go through the thing, there's sometimes just so much, I just start vetting with my eyes, which is not the best thing to do. But if there's nothing attractive on your profile that caught my attention, I'm just gonna do X. Because do you understand? That's the process of elimination. If there's too much candidates messaging me and all of that, and then I'm gonna match with the profile that I'm most attracted to, that's more mature. And yeah, now look, it's called Hinge. This was from yesterday. That's 50 plus, okay? And then there's, I don't understand. Well, I'm not going to say I don't understand. I don't understand how you go on a dating profile, you don't show up as the man you desire. I don't know. Whatever man you desire, you have to become that woman, that lady, okay? Your profile picture, the way you attire, says a lot about you. And I'm bold enough to tell them what I desire on my profile because I'm that woman. You have to do the work up here. It starts in your mind, okay? And then you have to know about intrinsic value, extrinsic value, if I'm even saying the word correctly, intrinsic and extrinsic value, right? Don't just think it's about beauty. Beauty is what gets you the attention, okay? And then the rest is your intellectual and the way you speak, your elegance, your eloquence, and all these other things, all right? So if you guys, if any of you ladies is struggling with dating website, you should definitely book me as your strategist. However, I'm only doing like two each week because I do have other priorities, all right? But that's something I wanted to say. Don't go on a dating website with no strategy. And of course, God taught me all of this in dimension. You have to know how to keep a man's attention. First of all, you can get a man's attention with your beauty, but you have to know how to keep them. I'm going to tell you something. When somebody send you a request or you match with somebody, right? You literally know off the bat, based on how the person show up, if this is somebody I would want to know more. Maybe you're not physically attracted to them, and you cannot just date based on physical attraction. So you want to have a mixture. However, you're probably going to give the one you're most physically attracted to most of the attention. You're going to vet them first. It's not that you're going to dismiss the other candidate. If they're not adding up to what they look like, then I just unmatch and move on. Don't go on dating pro website, make somebody waste your time for 3 months, all messaging back and forth. I mean, what is their end goal? What is your end goal on this dating website? You understand me? You have to know what is it you desire. You want to know what kind of man you're trying to attract. Don't think you could go attract a high value man. Actually, you can attract a high value man, but your mentality is mediocrity. Okay? You want to have that high value woman mindset. If you go on a website, dating website, and you desire high value man, but when you see them, you get intimidated, your mind is going to tell you that, oh my gosh, he's probably not going to pick me. And then you just scroll off. But then when you remember, wait, what? I'm the prize. I'm mature. I'm a wife and all that. I'd be daring to match. Okay. I match with people just because their profile is just over bonus, just to see what is really behind this profile. You can say anything on your profile. Then when I vet you and I test you, it's a no for me. I don't care how many $1 million you make. All right. However, you do want a man with balance or a woman with balance. No man, well, man can literally just pay for women to look beautiful and sit down. But most men might be attracted to those women, but when they talk to you, you don't have any elegance and all these things, they will go to the next candidate. Beauty, get their attention. Okay, maturity, elegance, intellectual is what keep their attention, and being mature as their woman. Now you're gonna give them boundary with this, but no man don't want a boring woman. You have to set boundaries, and I'm giving you what I give my in some of my mentorship. Okay, I'm sharing a few things that I do with the ladies in my mentorship. You have to know how to stand out. Now think about it. On my dating, on the dating website, I stand out. I don't care how many much candidates there. I know I stand out. Period. Do you understand me? But I'm gonna tell you this: when you are a really high value woman, and this starts mentally, I'm gonna say it's much harder to settle for someone because I'm not settling. Do you understand? And sometimes it's good to compromise a little things, but I know what I want. So when you know what you want, you're not really going to settle, but it's going to take longer for you to find that person because there's no such thing as perfection. Do you understand me? So that's the first thing that I'm saying. I'm not saying to settle for a little or nothing just because you want to be in a relationship. When you realize that you're going to, if you're just trying to be in a relationship, you're going to settle for somebody, and then when you're in it, you're going to realize that's not what I actually desire or deserve. You need a man who knows your value, who says, you don't just want a man that tell you these beautiful things. You need a man of valor with action, okay? A man of valor with action. Let me teach you about man for a quick moment. And I can tell you this based on all these experience that I've been having or did have. Man will tell you anything, okay? So you can fall for them. Man will tell you anything so you can reveal much to them and show them way too much too soon. And when they're a little bit satisfied or they test you to see if you're a pushover, then they ghost you, okay? If you're too easy, you ain't got no mystery, what is it I'm chasing? You need to give me something to chase as a man. Don't sit down at the phone 24/7. As soon as he messages you, you broke off your neck, like Jamaicans would say. You're neglecting everything in your life to be at your phone, to talking to this man 24/7. I remember when I was younger, when I met this guy often for dating site, and he was a millionaire. Them time, my mindset wasn't even mature for no dating a millionaire. Do you understand me? A wealthy man. I didn't even know the guy was wealthy. I wasn't looking for a wealthy man. I just wanted what God had for me. Now, what I can tell you is that they are mature with their lives. They don't really have time to waste. If they're intrigued by a woman, they will give you that time, okay? Even when they're working, they will talk to you on their break. They will give you that time, but they are vetting you to see if you're worth their attention. So don't think, oh, because he flirted with me and all that the first week, and that mean I got him wrapped around my fingers. No, darling. They test you, and when you become too common and are you a bit too polite, they're gonna think you're too regular. Men desire women that have a little resistance, okay? And not every man. Like if God said this is your husband and this is your wife, you can still use strategy. And okay, your situation might be different. I cannot share everything, especially too personal, because my client's gonna think that why am I paying you? But that's enough for you to really think about what I'm saying to you. All right. You need a dating strategist. I'm gonna do 2 sessions, okay? And I'm gonna help you for 1 week. 1 week. And I promise you, if you don't get at least 5 dates, then you probably need a different dating website, okay? Again, beauty is great, but it's your posture. And please don't go on the website, go waste men time. You have to know who's a husband and who's just there to waste your time. Please don't believe everything that man tells you. Young adults, I'm telling you this. Man will chase you, and then when they finally get you, have you, worst, if you're acting like you're too high of a value woman and they get their ways, they could just close the door and you never hear from them again, ghost you. Now I tell myself that if there's no ring on this finger, no commitment, we ain't going there. Okay. So I don't know how some women have sex outside of a commitment. Maybe when you was younger. As a matter of fact, when we are young and foolish, we do things that are immature. But now we are grown adults, and I'm giving you this advice. Unless, first of all, and you shouldn't even be having sex outside of marriage, period. However, there's grace. And if you've done such, obviously God forgives you and all of that, and you can repent. But we want to come at this from a place of maturity, knowing our self-value and self-worth. Why should I give you such prized possession if you don't deem me worthy of a ring? Do you understand me? Don't think because I sleep with a man, he's gonna not leave me or things of that sort. Do you understand me? There's no such thing as because we have children or because we sleep together, he will never leave me. Man, you could marry the man and he still leave you. Okay? But when there's marriage, there's more of a commitment. They can't just get up and walk out. However, they can. And then there's going to be the process of divorce. And then you are in covenant with God and this man. And there's more to it. Okay? But be mature with God and he can also help you. All these things I'm telling you, he taught me this. I got it from experience. Experience is one of the best teacher. However, you don't need to experience these things that I'm telling you because it's not good to experience. Please do not go in a relationship with your heart, in a dating realm with your heart open and your emotions. Don't go in anything with your feelings attached. We don't vet men based on our feelings and butterflies and high. No. And this is where maturity comes in. I used to think that when I was younger, obviously, you're supposed to, if you like a guy, he's handsome, and all of a sudden your emotion is attached to this person, you think that man is good for you, or you think he's a good man. I can't tell you how much a woman I see in the opposite, what is it, Lord? They're doing the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing in a relationship. A relationship should be equal. There's some things you can compromise, and there's supposed to be boundaries. Okay, I'm not giving a man too much that haven't given me the things I desire or doesn't know his role as a man. Do you understand me? What is his role as a man? His role is to provide, protect. You're supposed to feel secure. You want a man with balance, a man who's intellectual, a man who know his worth, a man who can lead, a man who can be the head, a man who is financially stable. That one is great. However, God can tell you to marry somebody because he know what he's doing in their life. There's potential and then there's settling. Okay. How do I explain this? I'm not married in no potential. Potential, this is how I view potential. Me seeing the man how I desire. All right. And then there's this realm where he's a hardworking man and this is his next goal in life. That's not a potential. He has a plan. And God can say, I want you to marry this man, though he have $0 in his bank account right now. However, he's not a potential. He has goal, he's driven, and he's working towards whatever it is God is calling him to work towards. And then there's the potential that you ladies like to take up and start stewarding as if you're their parents. I don't want no potential. What am I going to do with the potential? If you're not, what can you give me other than, okay, you're not financially stable, you don't have a plan for your life, you're not walking, you don't have any dreams or goals, you're just living, no plan, you're walking around like a headless chicken, but you're handsome and you have a six-pack and you look brolic. That's a potential. And some of you love those men because of their beauty and their brolic muscles, and that's gonna get you in trouble. That's gonna get you nothing. You're gonna be upset at God and jealous of other women who take the time out to do the inner work and to find a mature man that know how to store their heart mentally, emotionally, physically. Let me tell you something. Please don't date a man that's emotionally unavailable. It's damaging, okay? Stop chasing behind the man because he's handsome and brolic, but he's not giving you his attention. It's the same when you are interested in a man. You make time for that man. You like him. You flirt with him and all that. When a man is not too interested in you, they find all kind of excuse. So if you're in a situationship right now, I'm sure you know. Oh, I have to beg him to talk to me. There's a man who is busy building his empire and who has a job, but he does make the time to talk with you. Why am I shouting? He does make the time to talk with you and make an effort to connect with you emotionally, mentally, and all of that. I'm not talking that man. I'm talking the man that just doesn't really see you as the woman that he desire, but he keep you on the back burner just in case the woman he's talking to fall through, or just so he can use you and take from you and give nothing. Okay? Now, those are the things you need to think about regarding man, regarding dating. You have to build confidence that I am that woman. If you don't know what makes you a high value woman or your intrinsic value, you will think that, oh my gosh, I need to make more money so I can get the man of my dream. No, the man of your dreams will tell you to, no, if you are a man, dream woman, dream lady, he will literally tell you to, he will literally do anything, first of all, to get this woman, to get you. And this is what I've learned. If a man know exactly what they want, often, do you understand me? So if he's telling you he's not sure, then that means you're not the one. If he's telling you, if he's giving you a bunch of excuses, okay, you can't say he's not sure and all that, and then God deal with him on that different level. But I'm telling you, most men know exactly what is it they desire. Do you understand me? I know what I desire. However, sometimes you could desire a thing and it's not really good for you. Am I saying it right, Lord? You can want something that's not good for you. However, your desires also can be good and not perfect. Okay? A man is never in need. God is in need. And that was what God was telling me. All right, so know your worth. What is it I bring to this man life? Because some of you don't know your value. I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of you are giving to these men for free right now without realizing. Do you know your time is valuable? Do you know your emotional support is valuable? You're giving man all these things. It's been 6 months. Has he ever even offered to get your hair done, your nails done? However, you sleeping around with the man. As soon as he called, booty call, you there at his doorstep. He ain't giving you anything because he's giving it to that woman who knows her worth. So that's something you should know. That's called upgrading with man, okay? Man will use you if you allow them to do such. So that's the lesson from Queen Esther, from Elohim Reem, regarding relationship and man. And woman, you should know that you're the catch. Don't go around chasing no man and then there's pursuing to take what you rightfully desire and want. So don't sit there making no woman dominate your man when God is giving you strategy. So you need balance, all right? So I will end this video now. And for my ladies who are interested in my dating strategies session, this is literally one for free, okay? But you should book me for 1 week worth of training. Hold on. All right, so I'm doing the week for 220 for today. Oh, I'm set up right here. I haven't shared anything, but I'm gonna drop the Cash App and PayPal for two. I'm only doing 2 ladies. All right, so I'm gonna allow this video to run, and whoever watch it and book it, great. Again, when I come on here, I give. Please know when to something and withhold your money. Okay, you want to grow in the realm of finances? I have 2 strategy session available in my trading training. Okay, it's 2,500. I'm doing 75% off. 2,500, and this one I really don't even ask too much people. You should know if you want to make money or not. I'm not gonna put. I'm gonna teach you something that I learned over these past few months in the realm of finance. Hi, Shani. When you know something, you have result and you're confident, you don't beg people. Period. I'm telling you something. I'm making you this offer. If you want to make money, you want to learn to trade, and you want to make consistent profit in the market, literally you probably could make more than your paycheck in 1 week, then I do have 75% off on my NASDAQ training course. Okay, I take you along with me every morning for 2 to 4 weeks. Usually it's 10 grand. Oh my gosh, $10,000. Yeah, I actually do have clients that pay me $10,000 because they understand the return that they're getting for $10,000. And like I always tell you, I pay $7,000 for my mentor. However, my mentor didn't make me trade along with them. And with the account you need to trade, you have so much more capital because you're like paying $150 to get a mature account. You don't have to use your own personal money to trade. You just have to do like a small investment. You trade for the firm, and when you pass your test, you constantly trade and you make money. Now, I just put it out there. Whoever is interested, I have 2 spots available. First come, first serve. Okay. Know the value you're paying for. $2,500 is no money. And this is what I was saying. When you understand trading, the realm of trading, I don't have to beg people to join my trading. I don't have to beg people to buy anything when it comes to trading, because I go on the chart every day and show and prove to myself, or prove to you. I don't even have to prove anything, that me doing a session or a mentorship is me giving to you and helping you, because I can just go in the market and make the money regardless if you buy or not. Because I know people like to retrieve knowledge, however, they don't understand the sacrifice that you put in to get to this level in your financial freedom or in your course or whatever it is. So all the time and effort I put in, but Queen-Esther, why don't you help us for free? I actually do help for free. Every morning I go live on my other account, on my other YouTube. It's called Be the Billionaire. So if you catch me over there, you will, for this, for the week, I'm doing free live trading. Though after the live, I kind of put the video back in the paid membership section, which I need to update anyway. But for all of you here who's been with Queen-Esther since day one, like Shani, shout out to all of you. I do appreciate the love, and I love to give back. So my way of giving back is you watch my live stream on my other channel and you learn and grow. Don't despise the free knowledge, because it's the same knowledge. However, the paid personal mentorship is more in depth. All right, you understand more of my psychology, and I literally help you trade. Okay, so do have a lovely afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to shout out and say thank you to all my new subscribers, and I will see you tomorrow in the next live video. However, I'm gonna drop my Cash App. I'm gonna do Cash App for, what is my Cash App? This is a new one for whoever is interested. You see, I come here unprepared, but I wasn't unprepared. I wasn't thinking about doing this. Elohim daughter. Okay, that's my my Cash App. Elohim daughter. Also, my website is being worked on. So for all who desire to use Afterpay, you'll be able to do so. And believe me, $2,500 is a steal for the return that you're capable of doing. Even if you make $100, honestly, I don't make $100 a day anymore. It's like when you go in the realm of money, trading to make $100 is like 1 cent, at least for me, right? What am I looking for? Dollar sign. Because I've been past those level of trading already. Okay, but guess what? I used to celebrate when I was increased by $100 in my trading account. I'm still grateful for it, but based on my account size, it would make no sense for me to trade to make $100. Do you understand me? If I have $150,000, if I have $150,000, oh, thank you for giving Shani. If I have $150,000 account by the prop firm, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, you can scale with prop firm within trading. You give them $50, right? Basically, it's gonna be $200. So you pay $50, and they ask you to show me that you can trade, so we can entrust you with our money. They ask you to take 2 to 3 days to increase to $3,000. Literally, I do that in one trade, but it doesn't count because they want to see consistency. I did see it. Let me see what Cash App's saying. Oh, okay. Thank you, Shania, for giving. I did receive it. I pray 1,000-fold return, and that's it. Listen to the new as an investor or a trader. Okay, all you have to do is be mature with the account. You pay $50 for the account. They want you to show them so they can entrust you with that $2,000 to make $3,000. So the first thing is to pass the test by making $3,000. The most it ever took me was 3 days, because there's no way I can make exactly $1,500 each day, because there's fee. And then if I make more than $1,500, then I have to make, it's complicated. So you need 3 days to make the money. Okay. I make the money in 1 day all the time. And I still have to make that extra $3,000 on top of whatever I need to make. You cannot make more than 50% in 1 day. And that's why, yeah. But as you become a better trader, the goal is consistency. So you pass the test and you pay the $150 to activate the account. They give you $2,000 to trade. Okay. So you pay $200 to get access to $2,000. That's the smallest account. And you want to make $200 5 days. It doesn't have to be in a row. When you make such money, you're able to withdraw from the prop firm. Only thing is, you only can withdraw 50% until you have 30 winning trade days. But look at it. You're literally investing $200 to get access to $2,000. And when you're mature and you take your time with trading, you make money. I'm very impatient. I'm not impatient, but because I've been scaling the bigger accounts, like taking $150 to over $500,000, my psychology is not used to winning $200 anymore. So I'm in a trade and it's like so tedious. One time making $5,000 used to be like a goal. When you crush that goal, okay, my best day for a prop firm, all right, is over six figure. Okay. However, don't think I make six figure every day. I don't make six figure every day. Can I make a six figure every day? It depends on the account size, but you have to scale to get there. Your mind, your mentality, or your mindset. What's the word I'm looking for, Lord? Not mentality, not mindset. Your psychology have to scale. So if I scale an account to $500,000, my mindset, my psychology have time to adjust when I see the money increase. If you are a trader who only trade with $10,000 account and I scale you to $1 million right now, your psychology is not going to be able to manage such money. Okay, because you're going to keep taking smaller trades, which doesn't really make sense, because you have a $1 million account, a million, you have a six-figure account. If you have a six-figure account, or did I say seven-figure? $1 million. Say you have $1 million account, right? 7 figures. There's no way you should be trading to make the same amount of money you was making when you have a 100K account. So it does take time for your psychology to adjust. However, if you keep the same standard, if you have like a rule, a percentage, then you just increase it. However, there's different strategy that God has been telling me, which makes more sense. Why am I scared? Why do I have $1 million in my account and my take profit is only like $10,000? If I have $1 million in my account, one little incy trade, I should be making anywhere between 50 and 100K per trade. Do you understand me? So that means there's more risk, but it's less. You don't need to hold your trade out too long. You just need one candlestick and you make your money. However, there's something called professional trading. When you do enter the market, you know how to hold your trade. This kind of trading, you don't want to risk too much. And then there's scalping, where you're just in the market. I know somebody who said they risk like how much? He risked probably $500,000 to make like $300,000 or $200,000. Does that make sense? When you're hearing it, no. But the probability of the outcome of him getting that $200,000, risking $500,000 makes sense. However, if that probability go back on him, then he's in trouble. Do you understand me? So if the market just need to move one tick and I make $200,000, I'll happily risk $500,000. That's like a 99% probability that the price will go there. Do you understand me? So yeah, there's a lot of things. Hi Tara. There's a lot of things that I've learned and matured in these past months. I wasn't present, but I was present mentally building. All right, you have to take time, even with leadership. You have to take time to become what is it you're trying to help others with, and what is it you desire. Okay, so for all the person who's come back, you want to go back to the front of this video to watch all my dating advice and tips that I was giving out. Okay, especially if you're struggling with getting any type of match. I recommend Hinge. If you look mediocre on Hinge, you're gonna attract mediocre man. If you're a high value woman, you're gonna attract a high value man. High value men know their work. They're not gonna settle for any woman who's emotionally immature, draining, tacky, and all of that. You want to present yourself. Okay, there's wife, and then there's elegance, and then there's wife, elegance, and high value. You want to be all three. Okay. Honestly, my mindset is not even in a job years now. Okay. My mindset is choose one skill, focus on it, and create my own business. Well, a skill can bring you income. However, you have to do some work for somebody, which is good when you scale your business. Now, why I love the stock market. I don't have to beg anybody to buy nothing. I don't have to kiss up to no manager, no clients, no customers. If you have a business, you have to take time to build it and put the work in. It's the same with trading, investing. I see it as a business. I show up every single day on my chart. However, I don't have to beg the market for money. I just need to go in the market and take it with the knowledge that is required or that I acquire. Okay. So for you all, I'm very serious. Take what I'm saying very, very serious. Okay. The money you have now, don't squander your money. For you to even become better with money, you need to learn how to manage money. Okay. For you to have wealth or create wealth, you need to have good money management and risk management. Some of you are spending on the wrong things. You need to start sacrificing and invest in this course or this mentorship that I just put on sale for $2,500. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I've been in trading since 2018. I didn't treat it as a business. I treated it as an option. But I show up every morning for my boss at sometime 5 a.m. to get his job done when he's just paying me a piece of the pie. So instead of looking to the source, I became the source of money. Okay. And what I mean is, of course, God is the source of the money. Every morning, and this is why I say, when you understand your own sacrifice, I don't make people talk me down or tell me anything, because I know the sacrifice I put in. When you put the work in, you sacrifice, you have the confidence, you gain the knowledge, you take the time to do what you're doing. Don't ever let nobody make you feel small. Don't ever let nobody belittle you. Don't ever make nobody tell you what you're supposed to value your clients or whatever it is. Okay. Again, $10,000. I have many clients that I charge $10,000 for the personal mentorship. I'm telling you this because when you become a stock market expert, $10,000 is not a lot of money. $10,000 is not much money. And why am I saying this is the source of how I am able to retrieve the money. if you have stock market knowledge, you go in the stock market, you make one trade. I'm not going to say one trade is going to give you $10,000. Maybe you don't have that much money in your account for one trade to give you $10,000. However, making $10,000 in a month by starting with probably $1,000, that's more than possible. It's going to compound and you're going to get to that $10,000. Okay. However, don't ever think that you can have a losing day. Don't ever think your mentors are always right. Let me tell you something. It's the consistency of how you take your money. This is what I learned from myself. If you get greedy, you're going to end up being a losing trader. Oh, your trades entry are very good and you was in profit, you're trying to be greedy and the market just reverse and take the money back. Okay. I'm not about to go on the chart and show you something right now. I want to show you something about the chart. Okay. What money you have, funds you have in the stock market, it's easier for you to make money. Okay. It's harder for me to make $10,000 in a small account versus me making $50,000 in a bigger account because I have more funds and the smaller account takes longer versus me using like 20 contract and it get me to $50,000 in 2 trade versus me taking like 7 trade to make $10,000. And you need to have capital and you need to have confidence and knowledge. You can have confidence and no knowledge and you're a losing trader. Okay. You want to put the work in. When I was a single mother, I was just so frustrated. I have to go to work every day. I have to find time. I have to do this. I have to do that. I made it my goal that I'm going to become a billionaire. Oh, crap. I already made my first 7 figures. A trader. Okay. When you have the knowledge and when you have the money or the prop firm give you the money, making 6 figures a day is nothing. I'm saying that from experience. Do you understand me? I'm not just, it might seem like a lot of money to you and impossible because your money mindset is small. But when you make 6 figures in one day, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I can do this again. However, you can't get too cocky because the market will humble you if you become immature. Okay. Don't think I never lose a trade or blow an account. All right. But it's rare. Okay. So, oh, did I drop this? Elohim daughter. Yeah. So you want to take time. Listen to me. As a 6 figure in a day trader and a 7 figure earner with prop firm, listen to me. Don't waste your time chasing the money. Use your time to gain the knowledge. Then you'll focus on the return. Use good judgment with what I'm saying. The money is the end goal, but don't neglect the other things to get to the money. Don't waste your time trying to just make money and learn the hard way. I used to try to learn by myself until I got 2 mentors, as a matter of fact. I just paid the money to get it because I feel like something was missing. Don't be cheap in your education, in knowledge. Oh my God, probably saved me a couple years as a trader from taking this long to become this trader. Do you understand me? Know when to spend money on education and know when to be cheap. Okay? And know when to be reserved. You need one skill that can change your life. Let the stock market go out, then I don't know. But once you have the knowledge, you go in the stock market. Let me see if I could share my screen. So I can show you how simple this is. It's not simple, but because I have experience, it's not too complex for me because the market can still do anything it desires, right? What account is this? I'm gonna go on TradingView. I don't even like sharing my screen because this app, hold on. Sometimes this thing log, okay? I want to show you something. And as a matter of fact, I actually do need to value my time right now. All right. So I'm not convincing you. I'm just giving you knowledge. Okay. I've been through all this unnecessary struggle for no reason because I didn't have such knowledge. Okay. I'm going to put my screen and show you something very quick about the stock market. Let's try. Oh, let's try this one. Oh man, the trade went. Hold on. I'm trying to share my screen. Share screen. Do you know that's not the screen I'm trying to share? Share instead. This is the screen I'm trying to share. Oh my gosh. I was about to show you. Oh no, that's the S&P 500. The NASDAQ. Same thing. It's very familiar. Literally, I'm going to show you why I would have gotten in this trade. Let me go on. I'm going to go on one of these practice accounts real quick. Training account. So I use this for my mentees to train and practice, but I need you to see it. All right, it's taking too long to load. I don't like having too much screen. But let me walk you through this. I think there's probably news as well. Now look at this. You might not have the knowledge. And in the beginning, I didn't have the knowledge. Right here, let me see. Now I have so much knowledge about the market. Sometimes I might not even know how to explain this thing to you. This right here, I would have went in right here. Showing you because it's happening. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you, and I would have closed the trade at this back line. Now, this is called a double bottom. Price right here. Let's create a support area at this level. And if I could log in my account, I would have shown you how market may okay. One. This thing is just, where is it? See, I didn't even add the thing to the stage. Oh, good thing I came back. All right. I want to show you something. I was explaining what he was in. This is a double bottom trade, right? A double bottom setup. I don't even have to. As soon as I look at the chart, I saw the entry right here. Okay. This is rejection. This right here, people would call this and this right here double bottom, or this and this the double bottom, right? Usually I like to use a candlestick as my entry. Right here is this reversal pattern. However, the trade started from down here. Okay. Right here again, people enter the market in many different ways. I've studied the pattern so much that sometimes I don't need to draw anything. Okay. I just come on the market. As soon as I saw this, I would have entered for a buy, but the price already went off. Okay. I don't have no time to enter this trade anymore. It's already gone. So once you have the knowledge, you come in the market, you make money. It's simple for me to say now because I did the work, but it's not hard if you take time to learn. Do you understand me? So the trade already played out. And if you notice, I have like these lines here where I previously marked And look where the market went right here. This is also a liquidity area where a lot of people buy from, right? So when I'm holding my trade, I'm not greedy, all right? Because the market can reverse and do anything. Right here is where I would have took my profit, this line, right here. So if price decide to turn back, I make my money and I'm out the trade. Some people can be greedy and hold the trade up here. And now the market is pulling back. Is it going all the way back? I don't know. Is it reversing? We don't know yet. All right. But based on what the market is showing me, it's giving me a bullish sentiment because the market just break this resistant area as well. It can pull back and continue, or it could go straight up and continue. Knowledge is wealth. Okay. When you have the knowledge, you go, you trade, you make your money. I wish I could go in my account, but it's not. I don't want my hold on. I'm trying to go in one of these account so I could just show you something. Okay, let's use one of my combine.
Order rejected.
5.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right. View. Wait, am I sharing this one? Okay. Okay, so this is the student account, right? So I want to show you something. I want to actually do a mature entry to show you that making an extra $500 is nothing, or $200. But I want the market to give me. I'm going to share this tab. On this platform, it's very clean with entries, okay? So I'm not going to enter any cells right now unless, okay, never mind. Based on where the market is, right here. Hold on. That could also be a reversal if I'm not, okay? So market is at a resistance area. Market took liquidity right here. And now it's pulling back. Is it pulling back all the way down? If not, I'm going to wait for the market to start giving me like a green candle before I make any other entry. And how do I small this? Okay, so this is also called a head and a shoulder. If you look at it, it looks like one shoulder, the head, and this is the other shoulder that just formed. But the market is pushing down. I don't know if there's news. So to know if there's news, there's something called the Forex Factory, because the news does impact the market. What time is it? 3:50. I'm gonna show you this is where you go to news, because when there's high impact news, the red one, there's a lot of volatility in the market. However, it's 3:50 and the last news was at 3, so I don't think this has anything to do with 3. The news, this is just our NASDAQ move, right? So here's what a lot of immature trader would do now. The market is shooting up with this green candle. What they would do is jump in right here, and then the market will start reversing and they lose trade. Okay. When the market is moving with such volatility volume, you do want to be in the trade, but you don't want to be foolish and enter the trade at the end of it. Okay. Now I'm waiting for the market to give me information and what it's going to do next. Is it going to continue up or is it going to reverse? So here's my trend line. The break of a trend line is important. It tells you a lot of what's happening in the market. So there's also something called a breakout pattern. There's a few breakout patterns that I do use to trade. You want to have like a strong resistance area right here. This have one, this is a lot of touches. You need at least 3 touches. So this look like an ascending triangle. All right. So what is it we want to do is wait for the market to give us instruction. If the market start breaking out, you enter for a buy position. If the market start breaking here, I would try to wait for the pullback to see if it's going to continue down before I enter for a sell. So when you come in the market with a strategy, you know exactly what it is you're doing. That's something hard to do. All right. But I do have to end the slide. Uh, all right. Guys, the market is like not moving right now anymore. Oh, there it is. But tomorrow at 9 around 9 a.m. I'll come live when I'm actually trading so you can understand the concept. Okay, it's not something hard when you have the right mentor and the knowledge to avoid all the hiccups. Okay, so the market need to tell you what it's doing, but for some reason it's not. It's like okay, so $1,922 was the profit from this morning, and go to small account that the kids the kids are building. Huh. Okay, let me go to the 5 minutes so I can see what the market is really doing. The market have to create structure, right? This is the 1 minute. It's not that it's the best time frame for a confirmation. Oh gosh, I need to not the best. Oh, this is the 1900 from the student account. All right. So look what the market's doing. Come on, come on, come on. Let me close this tab. My trading view. All right. You could do. I'm gonna do,
Order
I'm gonna do a
filled.
small.
Order
Oops,
filled.
I went in with 2. Okay, 2. Right. I wanted to do 1 because of how the market was acting strange, but I accidentally did 2. But look where my stop loss is, right here. Now I entered. Honestly, the market can come up here and give me a double top. I'm not gonna hold this trade long unless push past this area. So if I go to the smaller time frame, we're gonna see what the market is really trying to do. All right. So I'm gonna move. Oh gosh, still came up. Are you serious? Hold on, guys.
Order filled.
I don't like how the market is scratchy. I close because I need to see. Okay, I could hold the trade, but I do have to go now. Market is retrieve is pulling up. Yeah, it looks like it's a continuation. However, it can also give me an M right here, or it could just go up. Okay. I like to look at it. I like to look at it. Um, oh, 9 a.m. tomorrow. All right, everyone, I have to go. Do have a lovely day. See, I could have a hold the trade, but I do have to go. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in, giving, and being a blessing. Do have a lovely day.